Good evening everyone. Now we are going to start our next lecture. In our last lecture we discussed about strings and corresponding various operations and functions that we can use with string. Now in this lecture we will discuss about what we mean by list, what are the various methods or functions associated with list, how list is actually implemented in memory. All these we are going to discuss in this lecture. So very first, what we mean by list. List is a kind of collection. List is a kind of collection, means it will contain values of different types all together in square brackets. Whenever you will create a list in Python, then you need to declare the list with a name, and this is known as list object. And a list can contain values of many types at a single place. As you know that a variable can hold a single value at a particular time, but what if you want to hold a number of values? In that case, what you need to use? You need to use concept of list. Here in our example you can see that we have created two lists. First list is friends, second list is carry on. We are having three elements in each of the list that we have created, and it is the syntax to create the list. We need to write name of the list. Suppose we want to create list with name x, then we will write is equal to sign, that is assignment operator. Then we will put square brackets, and in between comma separated will be the list elements. I don't think so you have any doubt what we mean by list. List is basically a mutable data type available in Python which can hold value of any of the valid data type available in Python. Now why we need list, that we are going to discuss. All of you knows that we can create variables, and a variable can hold a single value at a particular instance. But if you need to store a number of values, then you have two solutions. Either you need to declare that much number of variables, or you can use concept of list in Python. Here you can see that we have written x is equal to 2, means x is a label that is pointing to the memory location where value 2 is saved. In next statement we have written x is equal to 4. Now this reference will be deleted or terminated. X will point to a new memory location where value 4 is saved. When we will print value of x, then it will print 4. It means a variable can hold a single value at a particular instance, and if you want to use or save a number of values, then you need to either create a number of variables or you can create a list. So let us discuss about a little bit more about list, or you can say list constant, or you can say list literals. List can contain a number of elements which are enclosed in square brackets, and these are separated by comma operator. A list can contain another list. It means we can use concept of nested list. If there is a list within another list, then it is known as nested list. Next or third is a list can be empty, means a list that do not have any element, that is known as empty list. Here in our first example you can see we have written print a list with three elements 1, 24 and 76. It is printing that it is a list with all elements of type integer. Thereafter we have written our next statement, that is print. In square bracket we have used three elements red, yellow and blue. These are string, so it will print all the elements of the string. Thereafter in our third example that you can see we have written print red, 24 and 98.6. So what will happen in this case? You can see that we are having a list with one string element, one float element and one integer element, so it will print all the elements. Thereafter in this example what you can see, we have used a list within another list. This is known as nested list. And our last example here you can see is we want to print list without any element. It means the square bracket that we have used are empty here, so it is the concept of empty list, or it is the way to create empty list in Python. Now here in our example we are going to discuss how to print a list, means, or you can say how to traverse a list. We have used for loop for that particular thing. We have written for is a keyword in Python. Thereafter we have written a valid identifier, that is I. Then in is a membership operator in Python. Thereafter we have given a list, and every time we want to print value of I. So when this for loop will execute, what will happen? I will be assigned each and every value of the list in the particular order in which they are available one by one. It means first I will get value 5, then it will get value 4, then it will get value 3, and at last it will get value 1. So every time it is printing value from 5 to 1, and thereafter this print statement is being executed. Now here is one more example for you to understand the concept of list. And mainly when we are processing a list, we use concept of list, we use concept of loops, and you can use for loop or while loop, whatever you want. Mainly we use for loop with list. So here in our this example you can see we have created a list. Name of the list object is friends. It is having 3 elements, and thereafter we have written for friend in friends. It means friends is a list, and friend will be assigned each and every value of the list one by one in the order in which they are available in the at the time of declaration. And whenever till friend is getting values from the friends list, each and every time this statement is going to be printed. First time it will print Happy New Year Joseph, next time it will print Happy New Year Glenn, next time it will print Happy New Year Sally, and at last this print statement will execute. Now let us look inside the list, means how actually list is implemented in memory. What happen when we write a statement to create a list? Like in this example you can see we have created the same list friends with three elements, and what will happen, these 3 values will be saved at 3 different locations, and each location will have a unique index value, and it is the forward indexing, and indexing can be in the reverse direction like we use in strings, where the index of the first element will be 0, for second will be 1, of third will be 2 in our this example. And if we consider our indexing in backward direction, then last element will have index -1, second last will be having an index -2, then it will have an index -3. So when we will print friends of 1, means value stored at the index 1, that will be the second element of the string. So this value is being printed, that you can see in our example. Now one of the most important property of the list, that lists are mutable, or you can say modifiable. It means value which is stored at a particular location, the value can be changed at the same memory location. It is one of the most important difference between strings and list. Strings are immutable, we cannot change the individual elements of the string, but we can create a new string. But lists are mutable, it means value at the same location or same index can be modified if you are using concept of list. Here in our example you can see we have created a we have created a string. Name of the string is fruit, and it is containing value banana, and we want to modify the value which is stored at index 0 from capital B to small b. Then we are getting the error that string object does not support item assignment, that you cannot modify individual elements of the string because strings are immutable data types in Python. Thereafter what we are doing, we have written x is equal to fruit dot lower. Lower is a function that we can use with string, and it will returns us a copy of the string with the characters in lowercase. When you will print x, then it will print a new list. Name of the list is x with value banana, and here b is in lowercase characters. Now we have created a list. instead of string. It is having 5 number of elements. When we will write print statement and write the name of the list, then it will print all 5 elements on the screen. Thereafter we have written Lotto index 2 is equal to 28. It means at index 2 you know value 26 is saved, and instead of 26 we want to save 28 here. So what will happen, this will not produce you an error because lists are mutable. Next time when you will print Lotto on the screen, then it will print you or display you the updated value of the updated value that is provided by the user by writing the instruction in the program. Now how long is a list? It means if you want to find out the length of the list, how much number of elements are there in the list, then there is a predefined function available in the standard library of Python, and this function is len function. Len function takes a list as a parameter and returns us the number of elements in the list. If you are using len function with string, then it will return you the number of characters available in the string. In our first example you can see we have written greet is equal to hello Bob. There is space in between, so when we will print the length of greet, then it will print 9 on the screen. Next time we have created a list, name of the list is X. It is having 4 number of elements 1, 2, Joe and 99. So when we will print the length of X, then it will print 4 in this case, as 4 number of elements are there in our list. Now using the range function. About range function, you know that range function accepts an argument and it will returns you a list within which is having the number of elements from 0 to the number that you have passed minus 1. It means if you have passed range bracket 4 or 5, then what will happen, if you have passed range bracket 5, then it will return you a list with elements 0 to 4. So range function returns a list of numbers ranging from 0 to 1 less than the parameter that is passed by you. So we can also construct an index loop using for an integer iterator. In our example you can see we have written print range bracket में 4. Thereafter what will happen, it will returns you a list with elements 0 to 4 minus 1, that is 3. Thereafter in our next example you can see we have created our same list with name friends. It is having the 3 number of elements. Thereafter when we print length of friends, then it will print 3 on the screen. In our next statement we have written print range of length of friends. So length of friends will return 3, and when we are using range function before 3, then it will returns you a list with elements 0, 1 and 2, and same is the result that we are getting on the screen. Let us have an example in which we are using concept of list and for loop. First of all, we have created our same list. Name of the list is friends. It is having 3 number of elements. Thereafter we have written for friend in friends, print happy new year friend. What will happen in this case, friend will be assigned each and every value of friends one by one, and corresponding value will be printed. It means first time it will print happy new year Joseph, next time it will print happy new year Glenn, and at last time it will print happy new year Sally. Now look at this code. We have written for I in range length of friends. Length of friends will return you 3. When you will use range function before 3, then what will happen, it will returns you a list with numbers 0, 1 and 2. What we are doing, we have written friend is equal to friends of I. First time friend will have value friends of 0. Friends of 0 is Joseph. So first time print happy new year Joseph will be printed. Next time friend will have value at the friends of 1. It means happy new year Glenn will be printed, and similarly next time happy new year Sally will be printed. Now this code friends is equal to Joseph, that is a list that it is created by us. We have printed length of friends, then it is returning 3. when we are printing range of length of friends that I have already described you, will returns you a list with numbers 0, 1 and 2. Now we are going to discuss about some of the operations that we can perform on list that we can create in Python. We can create a new list by adding two lists all together. It is the concept that is similar to string concatenation, where second string was get appended after first string. And in our example that we are discussing with list, here you can see we have created two lists, one is A, one is B, one have 3 elements 1 2 3, B have 3 elements 4 5 6. We have written C is equal to A plus B. Then when we will print C, then what will happen, plus operator basically performs the list concatenation operation. It means the list C will have the elements of the A at first time, because A is written first in our expression A plus B. Thereafter it will contain elements from B, these are 4 5 and 6. When you will print A, then it is same that we have declared with 3 elements 1 2 and 3. Now let us discuss about list slicing. List can be sliced like strings. In our example that you can see, we have created a list with name T. It is having some elements 9, 41, 12, 3, 74 and 15. When you will see the actual memory implementation, then at index 0 value 9 is saved, at 1 41, at 2 12, at index 3 value 3 is saved, at index 4 74 is saved, at index 5 value 15 is saved. We have written T 1 colon 3. 1 colon 3 means it will returns you a list with elements from index 1 to 3 minus 1, that is 2. At index 1 value 41 is saved, at index 2 value 12 is saved. So we are getting the result as 41 comma 12. Thereafter we have written T colon 4. In this we are not specifying the starting, so it will automatically be used as 0. So we will get a list with elements at index 0, 1, 2 and 3, and we are getting it as 9, 41, 12 and 3. These are the values which are stored at these locations. Thereafter we have written 3 colon. This time we have not specified the ending. So what we will get value at index 3, and up to that we will go till the last. So we will get value 374 and 15. Next time we have not specified either starting or ending, so we will get the complete list that is created by us. Now we are going to discuss about the one of the important part of list, that is about list methods. I have already told you that methods are also known as functions. Means what are the various functions which are available to operate on the strings that we create in Python. Here in our example you can see we have created a list that is empty list, because we have not specified any element here. We are just using list function to create an empty list. When you will check the type of X using type function available in the standard library, then it will returns you class type is list. Dir is one of the important function that is available, and when you will write dir, in bracket we have written name of the list, that is X, then you will get the names of all the functions which are applicable on list that we will create in Python. Now we are going to discuss all these functions one by one. Very first we are building a list from scratch, means from the starting. At the time of declaration we have created a list, name of the list is X, and it is having no element available, it means it is an empty list. We have used list function. Now you can see that we can create an empty list and then we can add elements using append element available in Python. It means if you have created a list and you want to add some elements at the last of the existing list that you are having, then you can use append function. Now look at the example that is given at the right hand side. you can see we have written stuff is equal to list. So here we are creating an empty list and name of the list is stuff. Thereafter we have used stuff dot append book. It means first element will be appended in the list stuff and its value will be book. Okay. Next time what will happen, we have used append function again with value 99. Now this string will be modified and will have two values, book and 99, as you can see in this example. Then we have appended one more element, that is cookie. When you will print our list now, then you will get all three values, book, 99 and cookie. So append is a function or a predefined function in Python that is used to add some elements at the last of the existing list. Now to check whether a particular element is available in list or not, for that you can use two membership operator available in Python. One such membership operator is in and another is not in. They do not modify the list, they will return you the logical values true or false based on the condition whether a particular element is available or not. In our first example, you can see we have written sum is equal to 1, 9, 21, 10 and 16. We have written 9 in sum 1. So 9 is an element that is available in list, so we are getting true as the result. Thereafter we have written 15 in sum, so we will get false as the result because 15 is not available in the string. In our last example we have written 20 not in sum, so it will also returns us true because 20 is no element that is present in the list, because only 1, 9, 21, 10 and 16, these 5 elements are available in our list and name of our list is sum. Now list is an ordered sequence. It means the elements of the list are arranged in a particular way. All of you knows that the first element is stored at index 0, second element is at 1 and last element is at length minus 1 of the string in forward indexing. And if you are using backward indexing, then what will happen, last element will be saved at index minus 1, second last element will be saved at index minus 2 and our first element will have the location minus length. So here you can see a list can hold many items and these items are in particular order until we do something to change the order. And list we can also be sorted. It means the list that we are using can be sorted with the help of a predefined function, and this function is known as sort function. It will arrange the elements of the string in a particular way. If the elements are numeric values, then they will be arranged in ascending order by default, and if the elements contains string, then the elements will be arranged in lexical order, or it means alphabetical order you can say. We have written our same example, name of the list is friends, which is having 3 elements. Thereafter we have written friends dot sort. When we will print our friends list, then it will print the elements of the string are now modified, because G comes first before J and J comes before S in alphabetical order in English. So when you will print friends of 1 now, then what it will do, it will print Joseph on the screen because the elements are now modified by us, or you can say with the help of the sort function actual change is being taking place. So let us discuss some more functions that we can apply with string. These functions are built into the standard library of Python. We have created a list, name of the list is nums. It is having value or elements 341, 12, 9, 74 and 15. We are using len function to print the length of the string. The list is having 6 number of elements, so it is printing 6 on the screen. Thereafter we are using max function. Max function will returns you the maximum value available in the list. In our example, maximum value is 74, that's why we are getting value is 74. When you will write print in brackets or in parameters, we have passed the name of the list, then we will get 3 because 3 is the smallest element available in the list. Thereafter you can use sum functions. It will returns you the sum of all the values which are available in the string. Thereafter we have used print sum of nums divided by length of nums. Sum of nums is 154, length of nums is 6. So when 154 is divided by 6, then we will get 25. So these are some predefined functions which are available in Python. Now string and list. We can create a list from an existing string with the help of split function available in Python. It means if you have a string and you want to create a list of elements from that string, then you can use split function. Split function breaks a string into parts and produces a list of strings, and these are basically elements of the string which will now become the part of list. Now in our example we have written ABC is equal to with 3 words. ABC is the string. It is having three words, or you can say a number of elements are there. Thereafter what we have done, we have written stuff is equal to ABC dot split, and whenever we pass split function without any argument, then by default it will use blank spaces, or you can say white spaces. So what it will do, it will create a list with 3 elements which are comma separated. First element will be first word that is available in the string. It means it will be with, it will be 3, it will be words. So when you will print our list stuff, then it will have 3 elements with 3 and words, because after with there is space, after 3 there is space. So that's why these 3 words becomes part of the list. When you will print length of stuff, then it will print 3. When you will print stuff of 0, means value at the index 0, then it will print with to you. We have written print stuff, then we are getting all 3 elements. We have written for w in stuff, means w will be assigned each and every value of the stuff one by one in specific order. That first time it will be assigned with, next time it will be assigned 3, last time it will be assigned words, and these values are being printed with the help of this print w statement available in the for loop. So all of you, now at the last of this lecture we are going to discuss the definition of all the functions that we can use with list, and thereafter we will see one example of each of the functions that we will describe here. Very first function that we have already discussed, that is append function. It adds an element at the end of the list. Next function is clear. It removes all the element of the list. It means the list will be empty now. Thereafter copy function will returns you a copy of the existing list. Count function will returns the number of times an particular elements is available in the list. Next is about extend function. What it basically needs, it needs a list as an argument, and that particular list will be appended after original list. With the help of append function, only a single element can be added at the last of the list. But if you are using extend function, then extend function will need a list as an argument, and the elements of the list will be appended at the end of the actual list that we already have. Thereafter one more important function is index. It will returns you the index of the element that is available in the list. It means whenever you will pass any value as parameter in index function, then it will check in the list whether that particular element is available in the list or not. If that element is available, then it will returns you the index of the element in the list. Next function is insert function. It is also one of the important function. This function is basically used to insert an element at a specific index in list. Next is about pop function. It removes an element from the specified position. Then remove function, it will remove the first item with the specified value. Now we are going to discuss all these functions with help of some examples. Now our first example for the first function, that was append function. We are having a list with 4 number of elements. Thereafter we have written a list dot append, in brackets we have specified 2009. So 2009 will become the 5th element of the existing list. When you will print the updated list, then it will print you the list with 5 number of elements, 1 2 3 4, and 2009 is appended at the end of the existing list. Next is about count function. Count function basically returns you the number of times the particular element is available in the list. Here in our example we have a list with 5 number of elements. We have written a list dot count, in brackets we have written 1 2 3. 1 2 3 is available 2 times in the list. So when you will print that, then it will print 1 2 3 is available 2 times. And when you will write a list dot count Zara, then Zara is available a single time in the list, so it is printing 1 to you on the screen. Now about extend function. Extend function, I have already told you that it needs a list as an argument, and the element of the list that is passed as argument will be appended after the elements which are already available in the list. We have written a list is equal to these 5 elements, b list have 2 elements. We have written a list dot extend, in brackets we have passed b list. What will happen when we will print a list? Then it will have 5 elements that were actually available there. Now it have 2 more elements which are appended after the use of extend function in our program. Our next and important function is index function. Index function will return you the index of the element that is passed as an argument if the element is available in the list. We are having the list with 4 elements. We have written a list dot index of xyz, and we want to print index of Zara with a list dot index of Zara on the screen. So xyz is saved at index 1, Zara is saved at index 2, that we are getting with the help of index is a predefined function that is available in the standard library of Python. Now we are going to discuss about insert function. We have created a list. Insert function basically inserts an element at a specific location in the list. We have written a list dot insert at index 3. We want to save value 2009. So at index 3 very first ABC was available. Now ABC will become at index 4, and this value 2009 is added at index 3. Now about pop function. Pop function, what it will do, when you will pass any index, then it will print you the value that is stored at that index on the screen, or it will pop the particular value. We are having a list with 4 elements. We have written print a list dot pop. Thereafter we have written print b list a list dot pop bracket 2. In our first example we have not passed any argument. In that case it will print the last element available in the string, in the list, sorry. Thereafter we have specified index 2, the value that is stored at index 2 is Zara, so it will print Zara on the screen. One more function is remove function. Pop function needs index, and if you want to remove an element by specifying its value, then you can use remove function. What you can do, we have written here, we are having the same list that was already available in the last example. We have written list dot remove ABC. It means we want to remove ABC element from the list. Then what it will do, it will print you the list with no ABC present. In our first example we have written remove xyz, so it is removing xyz from the list that we have. Now next function is reverse function. Reverse function don't need any argument. What it will just do, it will reverse the element of the actual list that we have. In our list we have elements 1 2 3 xyz, Zara, ABC, xyz. What will happen when we will call the reverse function, and when we will again print the list, then the list will be printed in the opposite sequence, or in the reverse sequence you can say. So by this our list, various operators that we can use with list, various predefined functions which are available in standard library of Python, are completed. If you still have any doubt, then you can ask me for that. Thanks for watching. In our next video we are going to discuss about tuples in Python. Thank you.